Hello world, and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today we are doing a pick a card reading discussing your crush. Who has a crush on you and why? What are they interested in here? So I have 3 cards today, or 3 different decks. You get to use your intuition to choose the number, the deck, the object that I'll be placing here in a moment that calls to you, that resonates for you. And then I have the timestamps down below. You click on that timestamp, you go down below, and I will use my intuition to read the cards for you to describe this person and describe what their interest in you is. So for group number 1, we have this beautiful Mookaite heart. For group number 2, this is Golden Art Nouveau tarot. This is Mons tarot, so it's a monster tarot deck. It's really cute. And with this one, we have this beautiful Aura Quartz heart. Aura Quartz is just like a clear quartz that has a coating, and it gets like a little extra sparkle there. And for group number 3, this is Lazy Crow tarot, and we've got red Mookaite. So make sure that you use your intuition when we get into this. You know, you can pick 1 or more piles if you're thinking of more people. I also have some more crush videos below, so if none of these trip your trigger, maybe one of those would be better suited for you. So if you're still not sure where I'm going to do a breathing exercise, you're welcome to do that with me. I'm just going to close my eyes, take a deep breath, and release. We're going to set the intention that we're going to receive the messages we need to hear. Take another deep breath in and release. Okay. Open your eyes, and wherever your eyes are drawn, that is the group for you. Thank you again for being here, and I will see you at your reading. Hello, group 1. So we've got this beautiful Mookaite heart and the Golden Art Nouveau tarot that I'm going to put to the side for just a moment, because I have these 3 other cards here where we're going to get messages about who this person is that is crushing on you, and why they have a crush on you. So we have a Hermit. Take on the day with wisdom. It's interesting. Wisdom is here because it's also repeated here with the wolf spirit. Be a humanitarian. Use your solitude well. Feel all of the empathy and peace you have in you. And then the Lonesome Gardener. So Hermit is connected to both of these cards. We have somebody who seems to be introverted. So you might be asking this question of who this person is, or you want confirmation from this person because you're not getting a great read on them. They're very internal, they're very thoughtful, and this is somebody that if you said like a penny for your thoughts, like their thoughts would take you in, I don't want to say like weird and twisted ways, but certainly unexpected ways. The Lonesome Gardener. So this is somebody who's also very connected to the earth, like their job. They might actually be in farming or gardening, or something where they get their hands dirty. I think they really enjoy that. If not, that's probably a dominant hobby of theirs they really like to do. They're really connected to plants. I would say that they have a green thumb. So a bonsai tree, something like that, because I do feel like they are somebody who can be very exacting and somebody who pays attention to details. Leadership. I also feel like there's somebody who is maybe an unlikely leader, but a very thoughtful leader, like a born leader, but not somebody who necessarily seeks that leadership. There's somebody who just because of how like their mind works, their mind works a little bit different than normal people. Like I said, they might have like that unexpected twist on something. They're very thoughtful. They think outside of the box, but yet they're very grounded. They might be an earth sign. However, I'm getting a lot of like Aquarius energy here, kind of like very unique kind of personality. They definitely they I don't know necessarily dance, but they walk to the beat of their own drum, and they're not worried or concerned about that. And then wolf spirit here, the turn your knowledge into wisdom. So definitely that callback to wisdom, that leadership here, and that almost lone wolf. A lone wolf has kind of some negative connotations to that, or can. In your person, you know, that it just is how you vibe with them, I suppose. Eight of Cups, so they're not going to stick around forever if they're not getting the touchy-feelies from you. There's somebody who, like, I think that it takes a little bit for them to put their heart on the line, we shall say. There's somebody who has been through the ringer. They have been through some trauma, possibly from like an ex, so that might also add to the layer here of why they're not necessarily approaching you. However, I feel like, you know, we've got this, I think they want to. We've got this Page of Cups here. But it might be a little bit more subtle. And again, or that might be like in a very unexpected way. Again, with that kind of out of the box thinking, that unexpected kind of thing. Or they're just somebody who you have like some really good conversations with. Nothing feels like they don't ask you necessarily personal questions. They ask you very like cerebral questions. They want to know how your mind works. They want to know how you think. And you're like, oh, okay, I thought that we, you know, they talk to me because they like me, but they talk to me because they're interested in my ideas, or they're interested in collaborating or working with me. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, okay, I guess they really are interested in me. So it's not like they don't come off with like the typical kind of player vibe, that whole like, hey girl, what's up? Or hey girl, you know, there's no like direct kind of like, what you doing tonight kind of thing, kind of vibe. Or, you know, not necessarily hey girl, but hey guy, hey there. So we've got the Two of Wands, or not Two of Wands, the Two of Swords here in reverse. So Two of Swords talks about decisions to be made and kind of like stuck on that decision. Again, I just think that the vibe here is super subtle. They're very, they're just very quiet, very subtle. They keep their hurts to themselves. I don't think there's somebody who you will hear complaining. We have the Star reversed. So if they're not feeling this connection, again with the Eight of Cups, it's like, okay, you know, they're not necessarily putting themselves out there to get hurt again. And that is, that sometimes is hard to read in a situation where you're like, does this person like me or not? I'm not quite sure. So there's a lot of like definitely uncertainty on your end. Now, if you said something to them, they would answer you directly, and but in a way where I almost feel like there's something here where they feel like you might turn them down. Like they feel like maybe you're not their, like they are not your type. So you might turn them down, and I feel like they don't, not necessarily that they can't handle that, but that they're not going to unnecessarily put themselves out there unless they're getting some vibes back from you. A very good listener there, and I feel like they have like great conversations with you as well, and a huge dreamer here. So they're definitely in their fantasies. They fantasize about you. They think about you. If they're showing up in your dreams, it's because they're calling to you from theirs. So we got she who listens, understanding, witness, compassion. So they're such a thinking but also feeling person. I mean, we get that too with the Two Cups cards here, and even this Star card in reverse. I think that they're very practical, even though they have these dreams. Like, they try to be very practical about it. Like the Star card definitely would be putting themselves out there. They've got nothing to lose, heart on their sleeve. They hope beyond hope, and they, you know, but this is a more reserved person. This is a more thoughtful person. This is a person who makes very calculated decisions. I love that she's holding her heart here, because I do feel like they really care about you. They're very interested in you, and you might be in a relationship too. They're definitely not the type of person that if you're in a relationship that they're going to wreck that. They're not a home wrecker at all. So they would never make a move unless you are single. Sometimes you might be looking for them and they're not necessarily available, because if they made themselves available to you 24/7 when they're not certain of how you feel about them, it's just too much. They can't handle that. So they're concerned about their heart, even though they want to be there for you. It might be somebody who you have friend zoned, and if you have like overlooked them, they're not going to stand around forever. They're not going to wait around forever. Like, you might think that they're going to always be there for you to listen to you, but it feels like it's not, it's kind of like, well, I mean, they are, like I said, very thoughtful. So they have other options too, but you are at the top of their list. They just want to make sure that's reciprocated, and they're not quite certain right now. Destructiveness. So they don't want to be destructive. They don't want to act out of malice, and that might be part of sometimes when they're not available to you. Like it seems like even though we have a page here, that they are mature enough that if they are not in the best mental capacity to be around you, that they're not available at that moment. So balance, circumspection. It's interesting that we have got this and we've got this destructiveness, because they do have like that nature. I think that they are a master of, that they are in charge of, that they you know, they might need some like coaxing and help and love from you, or they're hoping that they get that from you. But they are certainly somebody who you would think is somebody who's balanced. So with circumspection, it's really interesting that we have these little bugs kind of on a tightrope with these umbrellas. This is somebody who values their peace. They don't, you know, we have hindsight and we also have indiscretion here. Again, like I was saying before, they're not somebody who's going to cause drama for the sake of causing drama. I feel like they have been in the place of being able to cause drama in the past, and they have really learned something from that. They've grown and evolved from it. It's really interesting. We've got birds and scissors here, so very connected. Two Swords energy. The only Swords card we have is this Two of Swords. Two of Swords talks about decisions, right? It talks about making decisions and having multiple decisions here, but I think it's more of a kind of ball in your court thing, where they're not going to push it. They're not going to push decisions. They're not going to push the envelope, especially if you're in a relationship where they feel like you're not interested in them. This one wants to come out. We have romance, Cupid arrow strike. So this goes in with their, like, they really do think about you, dream about you. They're all in. This is a crush where it's like, yeah, they definitely are interested in you. And then playfulness. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together, and remember, love is the greatest healer. So they really do have a lot of fun with you. They really value their time with you. But again, if this situation isn't right, they're not afraid to walk away from it. They're not afraid to be like, okay, I guess this isn't what's going to work out. Even though I have all these hopes and dreams, even though I'm like really into this person, they're really into you, they're okay being alone. Which I think is a really great quality, that they are okay with them being alone. They're not trying to push something. They're not trying to force something. They're not going to cause drama. And I think that's very mature of them. So a very mature, very wise person here who is interested in you. It's very subtle, very, very sweet kind of, I wouldn't say necessarily innocent, but very like mature interest in you. So that's what I have for you, group 1. I hope that you have an amazing day. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group 2. We have this beautiful Aura Quartz and the number 2, and then this deck that I'm going to put to the side for just a moment. This is our Mom's Tarot deck, and I pulled these cards off camera just because I have a lot of decks we're working with today, so I wanted to, you know, get the process rolling. Peacemaker. So your person, we have Peacemaker, we have Blessed Reunion, and Eagle Spirit. Your person seems like there's somebody from your past, possibly an ex, maybe somebody from, you know, your past, high school, even middle school, college era, where they are coming back, kind of like a boomerang here. I'm seeing a boomerang effect. Peacemaker, take on the day with real cooperation, be a positive force, use your diplomacy well, feel all of the empathy and harmony you have in you. But this is qualities of your person. So seems like they're coming with, like, if they owe you an apology, they're very sorry for everything that has happened. They see you guys reuniting. It's up to you if that's how it happens, because I don't feel like they're necessarily in your life. I kind of feel like they might be a little scared to contact you, even though they want to make peace. They want to say that they're sorry. They're hoping that something happens between you. They are, like I said, this kind of like solitary here with this Eagle Spirit. The spirit has your back. That's what it says here. But when we're talking about your person that is thinking about you, that is crushing on you, I feel like the eagle is kind of like how they're viewing you. They're looking at you from afar. So I'm not sure that they necessarily have contact with you right now. They would like to come back into your life. But this is somebody that you know for sure. Somebody who is sorry. I think that they have this time apart from you. They have grown up. They think they have anyway. That's up to you. So from their perspective, they have grown up. Let's see if they're adult enough to actually say they are sorry. The Fool. When I'm talking about adults and we get the Fool, I'm not sure. They may have this just crazy idea, and you're like, no, I'm not seeing it. And that's what I'm kind of getting here with these cards too. So the Fool is a beautiful card. It's really fun, really new beginnings. And then we have the Tower here. Yeah, something happened between you where the tower got torn down. They might have this kind of energy where they are like overly exuberant about things. They get you excited about things, and then they just don't have that follow through here with the Magician. So the Queen of Wands, I kind of feel like this is you, whether you identify as a queen or not. The Queen is like the most attractive kind of card in the deck. She is all that, and they are, as you can tell, obviously, with this monster here. So they find you incredibly irresistible and attractive, whether, you know, you identify as male or female, it doesn't really matter. We're looking at the archetype of the card, the beauty or handsomeness behind it, the attractiveness behind it. They kind of put you on a pedestal. Now, the follow through on their end may not be there. It may not totally be there, especially when we've got the Magician in reverse, because in the major arcana, the Fool, the Magician, and the Tower, these are major arcana cards. These are major energies. The Fool is like the first card in the deck. It's somebody who is like super young and naive and sets off and has this really great idea, and they've got this kind of youthful exuberance. They may talk the people around them into like following them or being super excited about, yeah, let's get back together. It's gonna be great. We're gonna take on the world together. You and me, I have no plan, I have no job, but let's go and buy that biggest house on the hill. I have this really vision for us, right? And it's not like there's a ton of facial expressions here, but the Queen of Wands is just not amused. The Queen of Wands is like, you know what? I'm doing great by myself. I don't really need you coming in here and wrecking things and messing things up like you did before. And the Magician kind of says things really haven't changed. They may see themselves as this eagle, and they may see themselves as soaring high and this fiercely independent, and that's for you to judge. But I kind of feel like the Emperor has no clothes here with the Magician, so be careful if they do come back into your life and they're like, yes, I want to make amends, I'm sorry for what happened, let's do a do-over, let's make this happen. Now they do genuinely have this attraction to you. They genuinely think that you are the best thing since sliced bread. They genuinely are really interested in you, but the nuts and bolts of a relationship, and if they can sustain it, and what the world brings, and how life happens, like, it may not be there. The Tower talks about things being built on a foundation that just is not sustainable. That just, like, we have a lot of hopes and dreams here behind this. We have a lot of like, yes, I'm excited about this, let's do it, and not a lot of follow through. And I am concerned with the Magician being reversed, and I am concerned with the Tower. So be careful if you are getting sucked back in again with this. It'd be nice to hear an apology. We all deserve apologies, right? Let's talk about, something, yes, I saw it. Present, awareness, now, acceptance. And then we got she who grants wishes, hopes, desires. There's a lot of wishes, there's a lot of hopes, there's a lot of, again, desires here. I don't find that strange at all. I would feel much better if the Magician were upright. I think for some of you, if you are willing to give this another go, like I said, proceed with caution here, especially when we have the Tower and the Magician in reverse. Usually it's so funny how many times this Eyeless comes out with the Magician, because look at, she's got that wand in hand, and usually they come out together, and I love it. It's a confirmation of creation. It's creating things together. It's creating a new life. But when I see her in the Magician in reverse, I'm just concerned that there's a lot of wishes and desires and hopes that people aren't working towards or not putting a lot of work into. You have come into their awareness, you have come into, and I feel like there really is with the Peacemaker and this Taraz card that they are aware of the hurt that they caused you. They are aware that they were not the person that you needed them to be, that you really needed. I think there is an element here of maybe you know, it takes two to tango. We'll say that. So sometimes though, you know, you get with another person and things are amazing, or they're just amazing at first. I feel like there's a beautiful honeymoon period here for sure. After that though, I don't know. So you, again, you decide what's worth it for you. We're gonna get some of these guys. Let's see what we get. Taste, savoring, predilection, and blandness would be like the other side of that. So they would like another taste. They'd like another whack at this. They'd like to, like, that's awesome. Like, you know, maybe going out to eat or cooking, or that is really kind of important was important between the two of you. Maybe there's whipped cream involved, so you tell me. But they would like another taste, and then calculation, assessment. Then we've got manipulation, which goes along here with the magician in reverse, and negligence. So we've got some kind of back and forth here of the calculation. They just it almost kind of, even though they know they owe you an apology, and they see the way that things went down and what happened between you, it's almost like, yeah, I want another taste of that, or like not much has changed, but they think it's changed enough to give it another go. So again, just be careful. I think that there is some fun here for sure. I think that, but like long-lasting, sustainable relationship where you're both feeling supported, where it's what you dream of. And I just threw some cards here. That may not be what it is. So forgiveness, stop focusing your energy on the past, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think and dream and imagine. So if they do come for you with an apology, accept it, forgive it. Because I feel like, you know, there is like that, definitely that connection to what happened. And even if they don't get enough confidence, I was coming up with a different word that I didn't want to say, confidence to contact you, right now is a great time to think about forgiveness as a release, to think about what happened in the past and let it go. There is, as amazing as you are too, like again, I think that it takes two to tango. So recognizing your role in the relationship and releasing that, so you don't repeat old patterns, so you don't feel like this is a relationship that you need to go back to, that so you have an idea for an ideal to move forward with would be great. Look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. So they do love you, and you can love somebody and not be with them. And then don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. So definitely, I think there's a lot for you to take in here with this person, because there's a past. This is somebody coming back from your past. There's past going on. They wish that things had gone differently for sure. However, if nothing has been healed, if nothing has been changed, you know, this is just going to be a pattern that repeats itself, even with other people, until you can take a great assessment of this relationship and really kind of release it and let it go. Right now is the time to either release it, release the past, and, you know, have fun with that reunion, or, you know, release that past and like, nope, never again. No way. So it really is, you need to follow your intuition. Again, what is it that you are feeling in your gut? What is your intuition telling you about this situation, about this person? Again, they may not even contact you. This might just be their hopes, their dreams, their desires. I kind of feel like they wish that things had gone differently. Like if you contact them, I think that they will like say, you know, I apologize because you were really, really great. What we had was really great. Our potential was amazing, but there's just something missing here, especially with this, like I said, the emperor has no clothes. There's this great grandiose plan that you fall into or they fall into, and the execution of it, the completion of it, it's just not there. You see, you know, so you know what I mean. So follow your intuition, you know, again, deep in there, you can love somebody and release them and let them go. That's fine. There's not you know, I just feel like there's that connection there between you because there was a lot of love. There was a lot of potential. There was a lot of, yes, you know, this may have been your first love, who is really, and even though, you know, you both might be in a situation where you can't repeat it again, which might be a good thing, but know that they are, you know, thinking about you. They're looking at you from afar. Like you both might be with other people right now. For some of you, that's a really real thing that you're in completely different places. You're with other people. It's just that you know, your person who's crushing on you, thinking about you, looking at you from afar, whether that be through social media or old photos that they might have if you have them blocked. They would love to have a redo, and they would really like to change the way things are. Now, in reality, that may not even be possible, but remember, we have this wish, this hope, this desire. But again, these two cards talk about like either getting back together would be a catastrophe, or the road to trying to get back together would be a catastrophe. So that's what I have for you, group 2. Let me know if that makes sense. And use your knowledge wisely of what this is. Definitely take that apology, take that forgiveness. Definitely take that that idea that they would do things differently, and accept that apology, because it would be really great to just release all of the negativity that was wrapped around that old relationship. That's going to be amazing for you moving forward, whether you want to try to make create a reunion here or not. So love you, group 2. Hope that you have an amazing day. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group 3. So we've got this red Mookaite here, the number 3, and then the Lazy Crow deck, which I'm going to put to the side for a moment while we look at these other cards that I already shuffled and pulled. Ooh, okay, so we have Shapeshifter, we have the Constellations of Isolation, and then we've got Coyote Spirit. So I'm a little concerned. We'll talk about this. So Shapeshifter, take on the day with real personality, be a rarity, use your power well, feel all of the intellect and adaptability you have in you. So of course you should be adaptable, but I'm feeling this is, you know, about your person that, you know, snakes are great. Most people don't think that, but they're about change and shedding skin. However, when we're talking about a person who has a crush on you and it's a shapeshifter with a coyote spirit, there is, because coyote is a trickster, so there is an area to be concerned here. I do feel like this person has genuine feelings for you. However, whether it is a lack of confidence, they are trying to be things that maybe they are not, to attract you. I kind of feel like you either met them in an unexpected way, because that would be the coyote spirit, trust in divine detours, or I'm getting this strong sense that a lot of you met this person online, whether that is in a specific chat room, like you have some sort of group where you talk about things that you know, your job, or a gaming kind of group. having leaning towards some sort of gaming, some sort of fun kind of thing. I feel like this person, yes, that there is an attraction towards you, but they, or a dating app where they're not giving you the full extent of the information. Okay, they may already be in a relationship. They may already, they may be married, and they're telling you that they're not. They're telling you that they're single, or they may not even live anywhere near you. I feel like you're giving them information about themselves, and then they're about yourself, and that they're using it to kind of create this mystique. So be careful. They are not who they say they are. Be very, very careful. Now, the coyote spirit usually comes in with kind of a lesson. You know, beware of the tricksters, and it usually leads towards better things for you. So, but this constellations of isolation, this kind of makes me feel like I don't feel like they are doing it to necessarily hurt you. I do feel like they they feel alone, that they feel sad and alone. And, you know, if they are in a relationship, if they're married and they feel like that, well, they need to figure that out. They can't put that on you. That's not fair. Or, there's a lot of crazy married people online who try to either say that they're single or tell you that they feel alone in their relationship, and they're never going to make a change. So just be careful. I feel like there's a lot of things that they have said to you because they wanted to start a new conversation, really, and they're misleading you. They're misleading you with images of great stuff. Interesting, we've got the star in reverse here. We had that in a very different context in the first reading. I just feel like, you know, the sun and the death card here, well, all three of these four of these cards are major arcana cards, major energy. I just feel like they, you know, that there's not going to be a change here. I'm really feeling that these need to be read in reverse, that the way that they are presenting themselves and that the things that they are telling you is just like the sun card. Like, we love the sun card, but you know, and a lot of times I read the sun card even when it's in reverse, it's kind of like you're blocking your energy. But in this context, I just feel like the way that they are presenting things, it's like, yo, that's lovely, that's wonderful, that's exactly what I want, but they're just saying these things to you. I just like these kind of go together, the juxtaposition of like what they say and what reality is, and it's just things are not adding up. And if you are to use your intuition to make sure that this is your situation, just, you know, when you have like that little bit of doubt, like, that's really weird. I had mentioned like a week ago that just in passing as a throwaway that my favorite animal is a cat, and now all of a sudden this person is sending me pictures of their cat that they never mentioned before. You know, it just, use your intuition. Do things feel like it's being manipulated? Does it feel like it's being thrown out there? Does it feel right to you? And, you know, we want this connectedness with the star. We want to feel connected, and we want to feel like special, like that wish upon a star kind of vibe. But it just is kind of like almost like a hopelessness kind of energy. I don't feel like they're doing it because they want to hurt you at all. It's part of like part of some fun for them, part of, you know, definitely part of this communication, part of this this is the Ace of Swords, part of like they love discussing ideas, they love discussing scenarios, they love discussing dreams, they love to, you know, and they love thinking in that. Now, whether that becomes reality or not, I'm leaning towards not with all the cards here. And again, like these two cards without the rest of this, I would go, oh, lovely, there's going to be a change and it's going to be good. But reading together, it's kind of like the change is this lovely, beautiful way that you are viewing what this person is telling you, and like the reality of what it really is. That and I'm almost, what's that song about? Every rose has a thorn. Well, look at all of the thorns associated with this rose. There's a ton of the thorns here, and this rose is dying because we have death. We have like this, the change that is coming in is this idealistic world that they created, that they've been telling you about, and it's not going to come out that way. I'm sorry. They're a shapeshifter. They're a trickster. And they're doing it because they feel lonely. So I could get on, you know, I have that, but it might be a manipulation too. Because there are a lot of people who, like, they're telling you this, but they're not telling their actual partner, their actual wife, their actual husband. So just be careful. If, you know, a lot of times we give people a pass because we want to be compassionate, and we want, like we love the thing that they paint, the reality that they paint, and but we know deep in our heart, because we're using our intuition, our instinct, that it's not that way. So trust yourself, trust your knowing. So, and that means, like, you could be reading this, or you could be listening to me and go, no, that's not my situation at all. Perfect. Trust your intuition. Or you could be listening to this and be like, yeah, I had a feeling. Perfect. Trust your intuition. That's what our intuition card is coming out here. Okay, so number 5. 5 is a number of complications. This is when we're in our tarot cards. This is when we're hitting some issues. We have focus and concentrativeness. So they are focused on you. They are concentrated on what it is that you're saying, because then that's how they weave their messages. It's how they weave their story. Prolixity, that is when can be long-winded and boring. So sometimes they might get on something and it might just seem like a story to you. Distractedness. Yeah, they're distracted by their life. That they want to focus on you, but they get distracted by the life that they have going on. I should have pulled these cards first, but that's okay. What else can you tell us about this person who is interested in group 3? What else can you tell us about them? Calm, stillness, purity, quiet. Knows, wisdom, clarity, resolution. So this is more of a, I think, more for you than necessarily for them. This is why they're interested in you. They find you just, I love this idea of this purity here out in the white. Like when they're not, and I almost want to see it like this, you know, I see it like this, where they're looking at you, kind of put on a pedestal. They think that you're wise. They love talking to you. They are, you know, they just, even if it isn't always fully real or realized, there is this wisdom and clarity about you. So I don't think that it would be out of the realm of them to understand that because you have this wisdom about you, that you're not going to fall into all of their traps. So yeah, so they know what they're doing with this. I don't want to, but you know, the trickster energy. and this might just be me getting the empathy from you, that's not necessarily a bad person. Like, I don't feel like they're totally terrible or necessarily a bad person, but you know, they're not exactly great either, and what they're saying or what they're doing, and they're not less, you know, telling you the full scope of everything. Okay. Passion, so they really are passionate about you. A magnetic and seductive qualities surround you at present. This is to enjoy it, and I think you do. Like, it is this person, the things that they say, their dreams, maybe their fantasies about you are very passionate, are very interesting. You can enjoy that and still be like, you know what, I'm not going to do it in the future, or I understand that this isn't reality, or this isn't real, or that this isn't going to necessarily come true. And reflection, give each other some space at the moment, trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. So if you're feeling a little overwhelmed by, you know, the information that is coming in here, you might want to give them space. Again, just the shapeshifter and this trickster energy. Trust your intuition as to what is reality. I feel like there are nuggets of things that they tell you that are true about their life, but they just expound on it, or there's a lot of creative editing around it, where they might present themselves as a single parent, for instance, and oh, well, I'm doing this with my kids, I'm doing this with my kids, when it's really, we are doing this with the kids. Well, they're talking to you. Okay. So yeah, this shapeshifter energy, this trickster energy, you might have to step away from it, to really feel like, is it something that you want to engage in? Or what would be a good exercise is, why are you so drawn in? And how can you have what they are presenting to you in actual reality? And I think that would be very, very helpful, group 3, so that you can take this, what they're presenting to you, and actually, with the right person, create something really, really beautiful. So that's what I have for you. Again, you know, this is just a crush. So crushes are fun, and they don't need to be serious. But it is nice to know the reality or the truth behind it. So I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you in the next reading.